Today, I'm going to be reversing Chris Paul's career, meaning that he'll be starting it off with the Golden State Warriors and ending it with the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, immediately in year one with the Warriors, there's a problem. Baron Davis is going to be sharing the backcourt with CP3. Chris Paul is a floor general. He needs the ball in his hands, so we're going to slide Baron Davis over to the 2 so Chris Paul can do what he does best. Let's see how CP3's rookie season goes. Congrats to the Flash on an MVP. Chris Paul takes home Rookie of the Year, averaging about 19 points per game on the season, shooting 53% from the field and almost 40 from 3. He also won 6th Man of the Year, so they ended up having him come off the bench regardless. I don't really know why. Dwayne Wade takes home DPOY as well. Congrats to D Wade. He's one of the best defenders of all time at the guard spot. Tyson Chandler wins Most Improved, and Rick Carlisle wins Coach of the Year. Here's the All-NBA first team. Here's the second team. Don't really expect Paul to be on here in his first season, but we actually did make the playoffs. And I guess despite Baron Davis being a 2 guard, the Warriors still wanted him to start at the 1. So you know what? Fair enough. Chris Paul was really good in a 6-man role for us, so it worked out. Round number 1, we're going to be taking on the Phoenix Suns, and we're going to beat them in a gentleman sweep. Round 2, we're moving on to take on the Rockets, who have T-Mac, Yao, Shane Battier. Uh-oh, this is going to be rough. Game number 1 goes to Houston. I don't know how they were the 8th seed. We're going to take game 3. We're down 2-1 in the series here. Game 4 is going to go to us as well. Game 5 goes to Houston, and game 6 goes to the Rockets as well. So season number 1 comes to an unfortunate end for Chris Paul, but next season will be spent in Phoenix. This Phoenix team picked up the MVP, Dwayne Wade. So the Suns, they've got Nash, they've got Wade, they've got Paul, who's going to be in a 6-man role once again. Chris Kaman, Amari Stoudemire. Oh man, it might be wraps for the league. I don't know how anybody is going to be competing with this team. How did LeBron James already make his way to the Lakers? Anyway, Andrea Bargnani takes home Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul 6-man. Now, with Paul, if he doesn't take home a bunch of championships in Phoenix, I don't even know what to say. He's on a super team. He better be locked in and trying to get championships. Speaking of super teams, Richard Mason, our coach, wins Coach of the Year. Bron and Kobe. Oh, this is a beautiful duo. I don't even care. That's a crazy duo to see playing alongside each other. No All-NBA just yet for Paul, but there's Dwayne Wade on the All-NBA team. As for our team, Paul was coming off the bench this year. Y'all saw his stats. Paul was 6th Man of the Year. We won 67 games. Great season. Let's get into round number 1. We're going to be taking on the Golden State Warriors, and we beat them in 6. Round 2, we got the Dallas Mavericks, and we're going to beat them. I thought this team was probably going to be inevitable. We got to take on the Bron and Kobe duo in LA. I'm kind of scared. Game number 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 goes to us. Uh-oh, we might make our way to the finals here. We're up 3-1 in the series, and we beat them pretty easily. NBA Finals against Detroit. What? How are all these super teams getting together? They got Chauncey Rip, Elton Brand, Iggy, Ben Wallace. The defense is just beautiful on that team. Game number 1's going to go to Detroit. Game 2, yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to take this one. We're down 3-1 in the series. We're going to take game 5, so let's hop in the Simcast for game 6. Since Paul is a 6-man, I don't know what the odds are that he'll actually be in if we hop in, but we'll see. We end up taking game 6. It was a 2-point win. I probably should have hopped in. I'm not going to lie to y'all, though. I just low-key zoned out. I was just staring at the numbers on the screen, and I just forgot what was even going on. Anyway, Chris Paul with 19 points in this one. We're going to game 7. Let's get this win. I was all excited talking about let's get this win. Yeah, we're not getting any type of win. We lost by 24 points. D-Wade with 30. Chris Paul 14 and 12. 3 of 9 shooting. And we're going to lose to the Pistons. The Elton Brand Finals MVP is absolutely wild. Heading into Season 3, we did end up losing Steve Nash, but that's actually a big opportunity for Chris Paul. He's going to be able to start at point guard. He's a 94 overall, and we still have a great team. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, I'm trying to hit 20K by the end of the year. So if you enjoy the content, subscribe. If you don't enjoy the content, you don't have to subscribe. It's that simple. Congratulations to my glorious king. LeBron James wins MVP. Kevin Durant, Rookie of the Year. Delonte West, 6-man. Dwight Howard, DPOY. and Eddie House most improved. Robert Henry, bro, that's the most auto-generated name I ever heard. You got 2 first names. Coach of the year. Lewis Fletcher, executive of the year. All-NBA first team, no Chris Paul. Dwayne Wade is on the All-NBA second team. Okay, CP3. You're talking about season number 3? And Chris Paul's already averaging 22 and 10. Oh my goodness, he's going crazy early on in his career. And as for our team, we were great as well. 63 wins on the season, good enough for the second seed in the conference. Round number 1, we're taking on Bron and the Lakers. We're going to go ahead and beat Bron and the Lakers in 6. Round 2, we're taking on the Mavericks, led by Dirk and, of course, the great Kwame Brown. I'm not too worried about this team either. Game number 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 goes to us as well. They take Game 3 and Game 4. We're going to take Game 5, and we'll get out of there in 7. I accidentally pressed Sim Round instead of Sim Game, but it didn't really matter too much. We ended up winning by, 23 points? Quick math. Dirk dropped 27 in this one. Chris Paul with 28 and 10. We're moving on to the conference finals against the Houston Rockets. They got T-Mac. They got Melo. They got oh my goodness, Mo Williams running the point guard too in Houston, and we got, bro, that guy who's running small forward for us, Victor, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, he's got Kevin Huerter's picture. That's hilarious. It's not really that funny, Danny, shut up. Game number 1 is gonna go to Houston. Game 2 goes to the Rockets as well. Game 3 goes to us. We are down 3-1 in the series to the Rockets, and we're gonna get gentlemen swept. So far this is following the trend of Chris Paul's real life career. Still no rings. About to enter Chris Paul's final season with the Phoenix Suns. Next up, it's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder, but he should have a chance to compete for a championship alongside D Wade. I'm kind of disappointed in how he's done so far. He's had some great teammates. We get it, LeBron. You can win MVPs. Russell Westbrook, the Brody, takes home the Rookie of the Year playing in Seattle. They'll rebrand to Oklahoma City pretty soon, so don't worry about that. Delonte West, 6th Man of the Year. Dwight Howard, DPOY. And, of course, the great Tyler Richmond, Most Improved. Rick Carlisle, 70 wins in Detroit, Coach of the Year. Chris Paul this season did not make any All-NBA teams, so that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess. Our team, we were the 2nd seed once again. I think we won 63 games last year as well. Chris Paul averaged over 22 a night on the season. Great efficiency. The assists were a little bit down, but I mean, it's nothing too much to worry about. Round number 1, we're taking on the Dallas Mavericks, and we're going to beat them in 6. Round 2, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. We're up 3-1 against them. We're going to beat them in 5. Conference finals, it's going to be the New Orleans Hornets. They've got Allen Iverson, Brandon Roy, Peja Stojakovic, Luol Deng, and Tyson Chandler. Pretty nice team there. Game number 1 is going to go to New Orleans. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to us. We're locked. We're up 3-1. We beat them in a gentleman's sweep. We're moving on to the finals. Chris Paul could rewrite history here and win a championship, but he's got to beat Chauncey, Rip, Iggy, and Elton Brand. Game number 1 of the series is going to go to Detroit. They're a 70-win team, and they're up 2-0 here. They're up 3-0. 1 game away from a sweep, and they're going to complete it. Elton Brand, a finals MVP. This is what the Seattle Sonics are looking like. You got CP3, Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis, Russell Westbrook. So Paul's going to get to be a bit of a mentor to Russ. Kobe taking home an MVP. Steph Curry in Miami named Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook, 6th man playing behind Chris Paul. Tim Duncan, DPOY, and Allen Ryder, Most Improved. The Pistons, once again playing great basketball. Defending champs, Rick Carlisle, Coach of the Year. Chris Paul, All-NBA 3rd team this season, averaged over 22 points per game on the year. Another great year for Paul. It really just comes down to the playoff success. Round number 1, we're going to be taking on Dallas. I think we faced them in the first round last year. This year, it's going to be a sweep. Round 2, we got Phoenix, Paul's former team. Now, their roster doesn't look as good without Chris Paul on it, of course. So I think this should be pretty easy. Okay, never mind. We're going to a Game 7 against the Phoenix Suns. We got to hop into the Simcast. Can Paul take down his former team? It all comes down to this. We're down by 4 points here. Phoenix has the ball. It's going to go into Jameer Nelson. He gets the screen from Amari. Amari, beautiful roll to the basket. he's going to dunk it home. So not a great start. We're down by 6. Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul sharing the floor here. Paul's going to get the screen up top. He's just going to pull the 3. And it was a nice look, but he missed. And Randolph isn't able to secure the rebound. Sean Livingston has it. Livingston, oh, he had a nice pass down to the big. The big was wide open. Ball's going to go over to Jameer Nelson. Nelson working on Chris Paul, trying to work his way to the basket. Jameer is not cooking anything. He's going to pass it to Dwayne Wade. Wade, the ball fake, going to get the screen from Amari. Amari, the nice roll to the basket. And Stoudemire's going to finish it home. He's got 32 and 11, and he's cooking in this one. Just since we've hopped in, he has 2 buckets. Chris Paul trying to attack the rim. He's going to pass it. He's going to get the ball back over to Kelly. Kelly's going to miss the layup. Kelly, oh my goodness, the board and the putback. That was a nice play from him. I don't know who he is, but I owe him an apology. I wasn't familiar with his game. Great stuff there. Big bucket. Dwayne Wade has it. He's defended by Ray Allen. Ray Allen, one of the great bald players. What am I talking about? Dwayne Wade's going to go ahead and knock down the mid-range jumper. It's not looking good for Seattle here with time winding down. Chris Paul trying to attack the basket, working on Nelson, gonna give it over to Kelly. Kelly, another layup. Oh my goodness, this dude is cooking right now. We're gonna need a pretty quick stop though. Down 6 points still here, and Phoenix has just played great in crunch time. Dwayne Wade defended by Allen. He's gonna get the screen. Oh my gosh, he's wide open. What are y'all doing? And that's an easy layup for their big. He's just going to score it. We're down by 8 points now. Chris Paul bringing it up. He's defended by Nelson. Over to Russell Westbrook. Back to Paul. Paul, he's going to try to attack the basket. Ugly floater is up and it's off. Kelly, oh my goodness, this guy's the greatest. He's the greatest big man of all time. Who are you? Who are you? Chad, he's playing trash, 6 of 17. But this game, I mean, since we've hopped in, he's been going crazy. This is Chad Olajuwon for real. Do you see the type of stuff he's doing? But yeah, this game's probably over with because we've just been selling play after play here in crunch time. Chris Paul with 27 points, but it's not going to be enough. Amari Stoudemire, the masterclass, 34 and 11. And once again, Chris Paul comes up short. Who would have thought? NBA playoff struggles continue for Paul. Checking out his stats. I mean, pretty similar to the regular season. But now it's time for him to move on to the Houston Rockets. Chris Paul has T-Mac and LaMarcus Aldridge. If he doesn't lock in for this year, I don't know what to say. The Chris Paul MVP. I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect this from you, Paul. 31 PPG, almost 12 assists per night. Oh my goodness, he was going crazy. John Wall in the Big Apple Rookie of the Year. Oh, what y'all know about Ricky Rubio? If you've seen the Jimmy Butler video, you know. Dwight Howard DPOY, Russell Westbrook Most Improved, and Phil Jackson Coach of the Year. Chris Paul, of course, All-NBA first team. Big season for him. We were the 2nd seed, 56 wins on the season. Round number 1, we're taking on the Utah Jazz, and we lost in 7. Beautiful stuff. We went to overtime. I just didn't expect us to go 7 with a team that's the 7th seed, but we did, and we lost, so beautiful. The Jazz have Elton Brand, who seems to just be dominating against Chris Paul in this video. They've also got Marc Gasol. I mean, this team isn't that crazy. Is that Darren Williams? Okay, I mean, they got Darren. It's a solid team, but I don't know why we're losing to teams like this. And LeBron, he's in Philadelphia now. He just took home an MVP. One more season to go in Houston for Paul. Tracy McGrady starting to fall off. We've still got LaMarcus, but the team definitely got worse compared to last season. The Brody taking home an MVP. Kawhi Leonard, Rookie of the Year in Cleveland. Ricky, 6th Man of the Year. Ben Wallace, DPOY. And Judd Goodrich, Most Improved. Brad Nelson, Coach of the Year. Here's the All-NBA 1st, 2nd, and 3rd teams. We see CP3 here on the 3rd team. Definitely a step back from the 30 PPG he put up last season. Our team also took a step back. Shout out James Harden. We're the 6th seed taking on the Dallas Mavericks in round number 1. And we are up 3-2. Can we actually pull the upset? We're going 7 here with Dallas. And the Mavs, checking out their squad. I mean, it's okay, I guess. But we should be able to hang with them. At least I hope. Time for game 7. I hope Chris Paul can come through for us. We're down by 3 points here. Capono has the ball down to Howard. Howard, the fadeaway. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. I know I'm rooting for Chris Paul here, but oh my goodness, what a fadeaway. Chris Paul has it. Paul bringing up the basketball for the Houston Rockets, attacking the rim, big body, and he missed it. And it's going to go back to Paul after the offensive rebound. He misses another one. We almost got another offensive rebound, but already back-to-back bricks from Chris Paul. We haven't even been in the game for like 30 seconds. Howard has it. Howard, pull up mid-range. He misses this one. We're able to get the rebound. The ball goes to Chris Paul, of course. I see T-Mac over there in the corner, though. He could be another good option to go to. Paul attacking the rim. Oh my goodness, $1 million move, 10-cent finish, and he misses it. Gibson up to Capono. Capono gonna slow down the pace a bit. It's gonna go over to Howard, over to Gibson, over to Dirk. Dirk, oh, hot potato with the basketball. Howard's gonna get the screen up top. It looks like he's in attack mode. He's going to the rim, and he's gonna get fouled here. Howard making some big plays for the Dallas Mavericks in crunch time. He's got 20 points on the night. 35% shooting is nasty, and he's gonna miss a free throw. The Mavs are letting us hang around here in this game. We just gotta make something happen. He missed both. We got the rebound up to T-Mac. Tracy McGrady, step back, beautiful. Come on, T-Mac. Oh my goodness, nice move from Tracy McGrady, the mid-range maestro, and we're within 3 points here. Howard bringing up the basketball, defended by Shane Battier. Oh my goodness, way too much room for Howard. Shane Battier got cooked there, and Howard's gonna knock down the three. We're down by 6 points here. Chris Paul, he's gonna fake a couple times, take the floater. Oh my gosh, Chris Paul, you're selling so bad. Game 7, he's nowhere to be found. 1 for 6 from 3. Come on, Chris. We're headed to the Clippers next, and I need to see Chris Paul making some noise, doing something. He's had way too good of teams to not be winning championships. Chris Paul is getting a beautiful opportunity here in LA with the Clippers. He's got Derrick Rose and James Harden. Are you kidding me? Now, how are we going to make this work? So Chris Paul, he's only 6 feet tall, so I guess he'll be running the 1. Derrick Rose doesn't go down in overall at the 2. James Harden, you're 6'5", you can run the 3. This is going to be weird, but there's no way one of these guys should be coming off the bench. But wow, this team is about to be crazy. Chris, if you somehow don't get a ring, I won't know what to say. Look at Curry, man, taking home an MVP. Anthony Davis, Rookie of the Year in Sacramento. Shout out to Clifford, 6th Man of the Year. Dwight Howard, DPOY. Vooch wins Most Improved Player. Here's the All-NBA first team. No Chris Paul. No Paul on the second team either. He doesn't even make the third team. Kyle Lowry and D Wade make it over him. Now, checking out our squad, we won 54 games on the season, which isn't too shabby, but this team is insane. I mean, we even have Darko running the 5. I don't know how we're not better than this, but let's go ahead and get into round number 1, where we're taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. This team has Russ. They've got Rashard Lewis, but that's about it. I'm not too worried. Okay, maybe I should have been worried. We're down 3-1 in the series. We're going to take game 5. We're going to lose in 6. Chris Paul, I'm starting to think you're a playoff fraud. Also, Russell Westbrook, you might just be the greatest ever. But Chris Paul, what is going on, man? I mean, the stats don't look bad at all, but something's off, bro. We aren't able to get it done year after year in the NBA playoffs, despite having a really good team. Steph Curry takes home a chip and a Finals MVP. The good news is we still have 5 more seasons with the Clippers, so plenty of time for Paul to get a ring. Also, this Gregory Wolf dude, it looks like he's about to be nice too, so we should have an absolute super team. If Chris Paul blows this chance, I don't even know what to say. Kevin Durant, MVP. Giannis, Rookie of the Year. Gregory Wolf, this is our guy on our team. He took home 6th Man of the Year. Dwayne Wade, DPOY. And Rashid Westbrook, Most Improved Player. Our coach wins Coach of the Year. 66 wins on the season. Oh man, we're so back. Chris Paul, no All-NBA. Man, Chris, you are disappointing me. We're the #1 seed this season, though, 66-16 on the season. Okay, you know what? I take it back. Actually, probably the reason Chris Paul didn't make All-NBA is because, we have Derrick Rose and James Harden on the team, and of course, Boban starting at the 5. Round number 1, we're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, and this is going to be... Did we just blow a 3? Christopher! Oh my goodness. Okay, so we won game number 1. We won game number 2. We lost game 3. Chris, you blew a 3-1 lead. And in game 7, you had 11 points and 4 turnovers. You almost let Boban Marjanovic outscore you in a game 7. Oh, we got Chris Middleton cash money. Chris, oh, the team's about to be ridiculous coming up. But Chris, I can't believe 13 points per game. CP0 rings. I don't care, man. I've been trying to be a fan, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I've been making the 0 rings jokes in like a lot of videos. How are you letting Kyle Lowry win a finals MVP? You can't even make it out of the first round. You let an 8 seed beat you, go all the way to the finals and win a chip. Ridiculous, Chris. Ridiculous. 13 points per game is wild. You are Christopher Emmanuel Paul. Yeah, the full government. That's right. Year 3 with the Clippers. This Gregory Wolf dude is ridiculous. He's an 89. I'm thinking maybe he should start at power forward. Maybe Chris Owens can run the 5. Nah, Gregory can't really play the 4. I mean, should we? Nah, we'll just have him be our super 6 man. We'll have Chris Owens be the power forward, and that's how we're going to run it for this year. But Chris, I don't know how you're going to disappoint me this year, but I have a feeling you're going to do it once again. Kobe taking home an MVP. Nikola Jokic, Rookie of the Year in Sacramento. I think Anthony Davis might also be in Sacramento as well, or some other star player. Anyway, Richard Moncrief takes home 6th Man of the Year. He's an 85 overall, averaging over 20. D-Wade, DPOY, and Brendan Roberts, Most Improved. Phil Jackson wins Coach of the Year. Chris Paul, no All-NBA. You're letting Zach O'Neal make All-NBA teams over you, Chris. We're the 2nd seed this year, 62 wins on the season. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. About 19-8 from Chris Paul in the season. That's fine. Don't really care about the numbers. I care about the championships. Now, Sacramento, they've got Jokic, I know. Yeah, they got AD. I knew they had AD. They got Kemba, too. This team's pretty nice. We could have a tough first round in store. Game number 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 also goes to us. Okay, maybe this won't be so tough. They'll take game 3. We'll take game 4. It looks like first round's going to be pretty easy as a gentleman's sweep. Round 2, we got Denver, Paul George, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. Steven Adams, I mean, their team's okay, I guess, but nobody too crazy. We're going to gentleman sweep them. Chris, come on. We got to beat the Grizzlies, man. There is no way we should go down to this basketball team. They beat us last season when they were the 8th seed. We were the 1 seed. We got to get revenge. Game number 1 is going to go to us. Let's just sim around. I'm confident. We're in the NBA Finals, man. Taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got Kawhi, Mike Conley, Greg Oden, Karan Gilliard. Bro, we're unbothered. Chris, get this championship. Game number 1. Game 2. Oh, man. Christopher Paul is about to win a championship. No, don't do this. Don't blow a 3-0, Chris. He didn't. And he took home the Finals MVP. Beautiful, Chris. Over 21 points per game, 8.5 assists per night. He did it. He's an NBA champion. Can he repeat? We're trying to get greedy. Win multiple NBA championships. Let's do it, Chris. Come on. Time to lock in. After the chip, we lost Derrick Rose, man. So Gregory Wolf is going to have to be big for us this year. We need him contributing in a big way. James Harden going to have to slide back to the 2. Wolf will run the 3. We still got a great big 3, so I don't think there's any excuse for us not to be nice this season. We also got Cash Money Chris here as well. We should be able to do some solid stuff on the year. KD MVP with the Pistons. D'Lo Rookie of the Year. Rodney Stuckey 6 man. D-Wade DPOY. Zach LaVine Most Improved. And our coach wins Coach of the Year this season. Still no All-NBA for Chris. I expected he might be able to make it considering that we didn't have Derrick Rose anymore. But hey, Chris did his thing, about 19 points, 8 assists, and we were the number 1 seed in the conference, 60 wins on the season. Should have an opportunity to win a championship. Round number 1 is going to be a sweep against Denver. Round 2, we got the Lakers. That's going to be a gentleman's sweep. Conference finals against San Antonio is going to be a gentleman's sweep. Easy path to the finals. We're taking on the Atlanta Hawks, who got Boogie and Brad Beal. Definitely a nice duo there. Game number 1 is going to go to us. Game 2, oh man, no D Rose, no problem. Is that what you're telling me? We're about to get another chip? Okay, Chris. Gregory Wolf averaging over 30 in the NBA Finals, gonna win the chip. Look at the playoff stats. He's him. Chris Paul, not able to get the Finals MVP, but 2 rings, Chris. Two? You were CP 0 rings, now you're CP 2 rings? Oh, man. I mean, 8 for 20 is crazy, but it worked out. Chris Paul, another championship in the books. Can we three-peat? Team pretty much looks the same. Chris Paul's got a great chance to win another NBA championship. Kevin Love MVP with the Heat. Ben Simmons Rookie of the Year in Milwaukee. Rodney Stuckey 6-man. Kawhi DPOY. And D'Angelo Russell Most Improved. Phil Jackson Coach of the Year. No All-NBA this season for Chris Paul. We were the 4 seed. Bit of a step back, but it's kind of because of the weird way the divisions were set up at this point in time. So that's kind of a thing that's hurting us in the standings. We won 59 games. We were tied with the Lakers, who were the 1 seed. Chris Paul this season, about 20-7 on the year. Good season for Paul. Let's see if we can three-peat. Round number 1, we're taking on Sacramento, and we're going to Game 7. All right, Sacramento. They've got that front court with AD and Jokic, and yeah, they got Kemba too in the backcourt. This is definitely a tough team. Let's simcast this Game 7. We got cooked. There's not going to be any three-peat. Cardiac Kemba in full effect, 24-10. Anthony Davis, 22-15. We end up losing in round number 1, coming off 2 rings in a row, and look who it is. Game 7, Chris Paul making an appearance. All right, my bad. But we did end up losing in Game 7. Lakers go on to win a championship. This is about to be Chris Paul's final year with the Clippers. Let's make it exciting. We still got our big 3, chance to win a championship. The Kyle Lowry MVP is ridiculous. Marvin Griffin, Rookie of the Year. Rodney Stuckey, 6-man, bro. Rodney Stuckey's had 6-man on lock. Kevin Durant, DPOY with the Spurs. He's played for a lot of teams. Miles Turner, Most Improved Player. And our coach takes home Coach of the Year. 64 wins on the season. So a great last year for Chris Paul with the Clippers. 20 points per game, about 8 assists a night. We're the number 1 seed. Time to lock in, get one last chip in Los Angeles. Round 1's easy. Round 2, Memphis is cooking us. We're down 3-1. We're going to take Game 5, and we're going to lose in 6. So Chris Paul can't make it back to the finals in his final season with the Los Angeles Clippers. 14 points in the final game of the series, 6 of 15 shooting. Who would have thought? Chris Paul just joined a great young team. He can be the vet for this squad. They got Aaron Gordon, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. He can teach you how to tie a tie and give you a bucket. I'm excited for this squad. Couple years down the line, as long as Chris Paul doesn't regress too crazily, we should be in a great spot. I guess this video is the one Kyle Lowry takes over. Another MVP for him. Luka Rookie of the Year in Detroit. Rodney Stuckey 6-man of the year again. KD DPOY, Donovan Mitchell Most Improved Player. Clippers still doing their thing even without Chris Paul. Now, checking out what we did this year, first of all, Chris Paul, he ended up making the All-NBA third team, averaging about 22 points per game, adding on 10 assists per night. Great season for Paul, and we were actually good. We ended up winning 49 games. I expected us to be worse, to be honest with y'all, but hey, I mean, we'll take it. Round number 1 against Utah, we almost lost there, but we end up winning in 7. Chris Paul, 23 points in Game 7, not too shabby. We're moving on to round 2, taking on Paul's former team, the Los Angeles Clippers, and they're still here. They're still doing their thing. Even without CP3, they're going to gentlemen sweep us in the second round. So they're saying, oh, we don't need you. And oh, man, another elimination game where Chris Paul, I mean, he struggled. 4 of 14 shooting, 1 of 6 from 3. Chris Paul, his playoff run comes to an end. Didn't expect much, though, in year number 1 here. Let's just move on to year 2, where we should see a ton of progression from our guys. Our players are getting better, but Chris Paul is getting worse. I'm starting to get a bit concerned, but hopefully Jason Tatum, Miles Turner, Jaylen Brown, these guys can do a lot more for us this season. Anthony Davis MVP for the Kings. Zion Rookie of the Year in Boston. DeJounte 6-man of the year. Paul George DPOY. Trae Young Most Improved. So Trae and Zion playing together in Boston. Our coach, Daniel Weber, coach of the year. Okay. Dennis Schroeder. He's on the All-NBA first team. I guess, man. No Chris Paul on All-NBA, but Dennis Schroeder's making it. We were the number 1 seed this year. Chris Paul averaged about 20 and 10 on the season. Let's see what we can do. Round number 1, we got the Clippers. Come on, Chris. Time to get revenge, and we're down 3-2 against your former team. Headed to a game 7. Let's see. Do they still have Harden? They still got Gregory Wolf. Yeah, they pretty much got the same team. They've got some big man who's at 86. Let's get into it. Chris, you got to win this one. I think the 2 championships were a Linsanity run, because ever since, this man has just been folding like an omelet under pressure in the playoffs. 9 of 21 shooting. We lose again. Chris, I don't even know what to say. Clippers almost went on to win the chip, but it's going to be, of course, the Cavs led by NBA legend Mike Conley winning a championship. All right, old man, hopefully your knees can hold up for a couple more years. He's down to a 90 overall. JT and JB are increasing. I just now realized it's kind of ironic that they're playing together once again. I didn't even think about that. We also got Miles Turner. Just Chris, you got to hold it down a couple more years. We need you to get some more chips. Kevin Durant, MVP. LaMelo, Rookie of the Year. Jamal Murray, 6th man. KD, DPOY as well. Ja Morant, Most Improved. And Jalen Jeffries, Coach of the Rockets, takes home Coach of the Year. No All-NBA again for Chris Paul. This season we were the 2nd seed though, so great stuff from the guys. Paul averaged about 17 and 9. I mean, we'll give him a pass. He's a bit of an old man. Round number 1, we're going to be taking on the Utah Jazz. They are the 7th seed, and we are down 3-2 in the series. We're going to force a game 7 here. Chris, you can't keep going down to the lower seeded teams in the first round. Okay, it was a close call, but we got it done. Chris Paul, you know what? Clutch time. 22 and 13 from Paul. We'll take it. We'll take it. We're moving on to round 2. Paul's former team, the Los Angeles Clippers. We've had our fair share of battles against this team, and we're going to beat them in a gentleman's sweep. Oh, man. We're here in the conference finals taking on the Spurs. They've got KD and Andrea Bargnani. Are we worried? No. We're going on to the NBA finals. We beat them in 6. We're taking on Ja Morant, John Isaac, Jeff Cardinal, Domantas Sabonis, and Joakim Noah. This team isn't that good. Game number 1's going to go to us. Game 2, oh man, is he about to be CP3 rings? Is he about to be CP3 rings? 1 game away. We did it. Chris Paul, NBA champion at the age of 36. Man, you know what, Chris? You're getting the job done in this one. You've had your fair share of fraudulent moments, but 3 rings? I can't lie. It's not bad. Can he get 4 next season? I guess we'll have to see. Oh my goodness, Chris. Chris is going crazy. He's down to an 88 overall. Nobody said the repeat was going to be easy, but I hope we can make it happen. Ice Trey taking home an MVP. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. Nerlens Noel, 6th man of the year. Okay. Giannis, DPOY. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Most Improved. And Wes McArthur, Coach of the Year for the Boston Celtics. No All-NBA for Chris Paul. Not really a big surprise at this point. 52 and 30 on the season. About 18 points per game. Adding on 10 assists. Great season for Chris Paul. He has done some awesome stuff in this video. Round number 1, we're taking on San Antonio. It's going to be a gentleman's sweep. Round 2, we got Sacramento. It's going to be another sweep. Conference finals, we got Houston. They're the number 1 seed. They've got Brogdon, Donovan Mitchell. Oh my goodness. Donovan Mitchell, Giannis, KP, DeAndre. Okay, this team's kind of crazy. And yeah, we're going to lose in 6. I'm not too surprised at this one. Their team was stacked. Shout out to Chris Paul, though. He was actually a big playoff performer for us this season. Hopefully the young guys can hold it down. We've got 2 more seasons to go. We need JT, JB, and Miles Turner to do some big stuff for us because Chris Paul down to an 86. Kevin Durant takes home another MVP. Keegan Murray, Rookie of the Year. Dennis Schroeder, 6th man with the Lakers. KD, DPOY. Alperen Sengun, Most Improved. Daniel Weber, that's our coach. We almost won 70 games. It's beautiful. Chris Paul continuing to hoop. Maybe I'm a Chris Paul super fan at this point. 18 and 10. Maybe I'm becoming a Chris Paul enthusiast. If he wins another chip, I'm not going to lie. This is going to be beautiful. It's going to be like a storybook. We're up 3-2 against in San Antonio. We beat them in 6. Conference finals, taking on the Clippers, Chris Paul's former team. Their team is nice, but are we worried? I mean, we probably should be. Game number 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 goes to Los Angeles. Game 3 goes to us. We are up 3-1, and we're going to the NBA Finals. Oh, man. We're taking on Bron, Zion, Rudy Gobert, Chris Dunn. Okay, this team is crazy. We definitely got to be worried about them. Game number 1 goes to us. Game 2 to Boston. Game 3 to the Celtics. We're all tied up into a piece. Time to simcast. Come on, CP3. Lock in for me. We need a ring. He's doing it. We won game 5. 18-7 from Chris Paul. LeBron 35-10 at the age of 39. 1 game away from an NBA championship. And we're gonna do it. Zion wins finals MVP despite being on the losing team. I got a bit confused for a second there when I saw that pop up. Jason Tatum 48 to close them out. Chris Paul 15-7. You know what? I was gonna make Chris Paul come back for another season, but if he wants to retire here, that's fine. He ended up ending off his career on an NBA championship. That's the perfect way for him to retire. 4 rings, an MVP, 2 finals MVP, 13 All-Star appearances, some All-NBAs. This was such a fun video to make. Probably one of my favorites I've made in a minute. And if you made it to the end, comment Chris Paul 4 rings. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I might have already said that, but we're at the end of the video, man. I've been recording for a minute. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a great day. Peace.